Angels, aren't we? So we know a lot of this. Do they give, like, something we don't know? I guess we could see the dev note as well, see what they're saying. Oh, they linger for 3 seconds after being healed now. Weren't they instantly taken off before? Wait. Is it when they fully healed? I thought it was when they just healed them for like a split second. Is it when they fully healed? Is that a change? I have to read everything. Why? Is this a big change, guys? What did they have on the last one? Can you remember? They all last for 30 seconds now. Yeah, I know. Except the wall hacks one, right? All right, let's see. Added custom, blah, blah, blah. Survivors are unhooked or unhook themselves, receive unhook protection. I love how they say that killers like getting the handheld, and it's like killers getting the handheld. Anyway, 10% haste effect, endurance status effect, elusive status effect, a new effect that stops the grunt's pain or a scratch marks full of blood, makes no sounds, coughing, vomiting, immunity to AFK crawls. The survivor will see the aura within 32 meters to 10 seconds. Survivors still susceptible to attacks and powers though. Wait, what's that mean? Of course they are. These effects linger for 3 seconds after being fully healed as well. These effects are lost when performing a conspicuous action. These effects are disabled when all generators are complete, except for the bullshit one which gives you a free escape, because they're just obsessed with that. We've reduced the killer aura reveal duration to limit the survivor's ability to plan aggressive save. 10 seconds. Wait. Let's actually see the reasoning here, the rationale. No aura after unhook. So they've reduced the killer's aura reveal duration, so it limits the survivor's ability to plan aggressive saves while under the effects of unhook protections. Additionally, we've removed the no collision effect from the unhook protection to prevent survivors from phasing ahead of the killer to use their unhook protections aggressively. But they still will, though. We'll closely monitor these during the PTB to look. So devs, you want to know the reason why top survivors abuse these anti-tunnel things to actually just go for body blocks and things? Because they don't need the anti-tunnel. Like, if they needed it, they would use it and they would get away and be scared and be like, oh, thank God I got away. But they're not scared. At least I'm not. Like, tunnel me. I want you to tunnel me. You tunnel me, and I play well with Survivor. You lose, and I get all the fun. So, they're not going to stop body blocking. The only time they'll stop body blocking, devs, is when you have the game where the survivors are actually scared of the killer. Then they'll probably stop body blocking. Until then, they're going to body block because they know if the killer keeps going for them, especially if they have DS, the killer's probably going to lose the game. So, yeah, it's never going to stop, devs, because there's no actual problem here. There's no problem. You're fixing something which doesn't need fixing. So, the survivor's just going to abuse it. It's kind of like, what would be a good analogy of this? What would be a good analogy? Something what doesn't need fixing, you're giving them more kind of buffs towards it. Because it's a skill issue. We all know this, don't we? Like, survivors dying to tunnels is a skill issue. It's something you can get better at. So it's not actually a balance issue. Anti-slugging mechanic reinstalled. Wait, anti-slugging mechanic reinstalled. Killer sort of fun. If you want to compete, you have to play in a way they are trying to prevent. Yeah, that's the ironic thing. It's because they've balanced on kills, Heezy. This is why I said the game should be about hooks, but it's too late now. They've taken too long to get to it. Actually, let me give you the analogy again. One sec. So this is what I said ages ago, but I'll refresh your memory. So just let me bring up. Wait, dude, my PC is acting like crap today. There we go. So let me bring up Paint. Okay, so where are we? Just trying to figure out where you're seeing. Oh, you didn't even have seen all of it. Perfect. Okay. So this is what the devs have done, right? So they've built a foundation on kills. Okay. So the foundation on kills is, let's say it's kind of like this and that. You'll see where I'm going with this, and then maybe that, right? So that's their foundation on kills. So what they need to do is they need to balance something on the foundation of kills. So they need to put a platform here. They need to put one here. And then, let's say they need to do that, basically, right? This is the foundation, and this is the structure of data that they've gathered from the foundation on kills. The issue is, if you bring this foundation and try and make it on hooks, now you've got a different thing which isn't going to fit the foundation, you see? They needed the foundation to be based on hooks, you see? So they're going to try and build a whole new structure on a broken foundation. Do you get what I mean? Do you understand? This is what I've tried to explain for like a very, very long time. You need to have the foundation ready for the structure. So you base the game and data and balance on hooks. You make a healthy game on hooks. You can't balance for 3 years on kills and kill data and kill rate and be like, okay, go for hooks. It doesn't make sense. And this is why I explained literally 3 years ago. Finally, some other content creators are seeing it, but like golf clap, you can see a fire that's on. Like, why couldn't you do this before you saw the fire? It was kind of obvious. So yeah, like they understand that the game is healthier for hooks, as I always said, but they've balanced on kills. You can't do hooks anymore, guys. It is too late. You'd have to undo 3 years of your foundation. It's just too much work, as I said it would be. And it's the same when I talk about Swift, that Swift should just have an action debuff instead of trying to make solo like Swift, because if you just make Swift have an action debuff, you don't need to do massive, massive changes. But if you make solo try and get closer to Swift, I mean, you've seen, they've got UI everywhere. They've got all this crazy shit. And it just completely bastardized the game. But, let's move on. We've reduced the killer's aura reveal duration to limit a survivor's ability to plan aggressive saves while under the effects of Unhook protections. They still can, devs. They've got 30 seconds of immunity. They still can do aggressive saves. Also, not only do they have 30 seconds of immunity, they are ninjas. They have no scratch marks, aura, or pools of blood, and make no sounds. They are literally invisible. It is the best time to go for saves. But yeah. We will close the monitor, blah, blah, blah. Unique hook bonuses. This is a joke. This is literally a fucking joke. So the only way, and I've said this once again, like everything, I'll be saying this multiple times through because I've said all this. I've predicted the direction, and I've said all this. The only way you make killer not tunnel is you incentivize them not to tunnel. You give them full map. Well, I mean, this is one idea, but full map gem regression. So when you get someone who is a fresh hook, you get a massive payoff. That's the only way you're going to do it, devs. I know you still don't get this, and it's been 3 years, and I understood it 3 years ago, and you're still not there with thousands of people in your company. But you need to incentivize. I don't know how obvious I need to make this. At least some other content creators, once again, are starting to understand this. It took them 3 years as well. So they're almost as bad as the devs, even though somehow they're praising one another at this point, saying, yeah, people know what to say now. It's like, yeah, it took you 3 years. Like, am I supposed to be impressed that you understand these issues when you can literally see them? I'm not impressed that content creators are seeing this now. I talked about this 3 years ago. But anyway, so yeah, this is what you get. You get Bloodlust for 15 seconds. Amazing. You go 5% quicker for 15 seconds. That's now we can win. Now we don't need to tunnel, we can win now, guys. The bonus is reset when entering a chase, so you don't even get any benefit of it. It's literally just to get into a chase a tiny bit quicker on average. It's not going to do all. The bonus is disabled when all generators completed, so you don't even get it end game either. Meanwhile, by the way, just, you know, they keep theirs. They keep theirs for end game, but you know, you don't. And a 10% blood point multiplier. Amazing. You get more blood points. Cool. So, absolute joke, as we all know. Absolute joke. So let's see what they say. In the previous PTB, the killer bonuses were complex and had many layers. They didn't. You hook someone, you now see multiple survivors with barbecue, and when you kick a gen, it regresses further. That's it. They also made killer gameplay very linear. Hook, kick gen, down next survivor, rinse and repeat. As opposed to, what else? Hook, down next survivor, kick gen? Like, what differences do we have here? Hook, walk to corner of map and AFK or something? Like, there's not too much you can do, man. Hook, go for chase. Hook, kick gen, go for chase. No? So what are these like? What else can you do? That's literally the game. Yeah. The only difference is you can hook, down next survivor, kick gen, or hook, kick gen, down next survivor. They're the ones. I mean, I guess you could say hook and then camp, I guess. But aren't they wanting that to stop? So now I don't know. Hook, camp, hook, kick gen, down, hook, down, kick gen, hook, down, camp again? I don't know. It makes no sense. And also, why taking away the bonuses would it allow you to do more? I don't like. At least you had an option with this. To retain player agency in unexpected moments, we've simplified the bonuses to only one, gaining Bloodlust. Why Bloodlust? Because here's stacked with killer powers, which made stronger killers even stronger. Not really. Stronger killers won't even use it. They'll just use the power. Like Billy will just use his chainsaw. Blight will just bounce instantly. Who else is the top ones? Ghoul, he'll probably just use his tentacles. They're faster. Maybe Spirit could have got some use. Barely, but maybe 15 seconds. But like, aren't they supposed to get some use? Isn't that the whole point? Aren't you incentivizing the killers to do something so they get a bonus? So the top levels shouldn't get bonuses, but the bottom levels won't get bonuses. If you're not giving them anything for chase, what are they going to do? They're fucked. You can't even fucking get an AI bot. Imagine if they were actually good survivors. These devs need to go against good survivors, man. I've said this before. Why Bloodlust? His stacks, blah, blah, blah. Widening the gap. Yeah, I'm talking about widening the gap between weaker and stronger killers. Meanwhile, you've added fuckloads of pallets, which is probably one of the biggest ways to widen the gap between the weak and the strong killers. But once again, yeah. Reusing Bloodlust means that killers who use their power will use the bonus. Who cares if Nurse uses devs? Fuck me. Who cares if Nurse loses her Bloodlust? Are you fucking... Oh, wait, it weren't Bloodlust, were it? But Haste. Who cares that she loses her Haste? She went from 97 to 103. Oh, shit. That's insane, yeah. Now Nurse is unstoppable. Like, she don't need it. She don't fucking need it. Ghoul doesn't need it, devs. He doesn't need it. Like... So because Nurse and Ghoul possibly in certain situations, not consistently and not every match, might get a down where otherwise it would have took him a bit longer, they're going to make it where no weak killers get any benefit either. Right. While killers who are typically use their basic attack more, will keep it for the full duration. No, Wraith's probably going to go into his stealth instantly. He won't get any of it. Trapper might be putting a trap down instantly to secure, the position where he's hooked. I guess technically, yeah, they are right. Wraith does use his secondary a lot, so I guess fuck Wraith. It's just so it's killers who don't use their secondary at all. That's also because a lot of weaker killers won't like Ghostface, Wraith, and Hag. Yeah. Yeah, Hag uses it instantly too. Hag won't get any use. God. We've also removed the previous... We've removed the penalties from the previous PTB in the spirit of keeping player choice an important factor on how the game unfolds. Devs, right? Your whole PTB is trying to force killers into playing one specific way. And then you talk about giving the player choice. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Currently, the players have choice. The following perks have been updated. See the perk. See, this is what I'm kind of curious about, the perk updates. Then they've got the slugging as well. So if you... This is going to fuck you up at the end game, because this is the only way you can win at the end game. Oh my god, you've seen some shorts on YouTube who claim that PTB is nerfing survivors. It's insane, isn't it? Because the Medkit add-ons are changed. The broken Medkit add-ons changed. After being down by the killer, resolve bar appears. Resolve bar takes 120 seconds to fill. Progress does not reset between downs. Resolve bar fills 33% faster for each additional survivor currently in dying state. Once the resolve bar is full, the survivor gains the ability to pick themselves up forever. And then they say this. I think this might catch people off guard if they don't read it properly. No, the survivor must fully recover each time. What they're meaning is they're not talking about this. They're just talking about just a normal recover. Like, of course, devs. Like, what did you think? Like, why would you need to write this? Like, are you writing this to confuse people? Because do you really think people are that thick? Like, oh, once the resolve bar's full, as soon as you hit a survivor, they fall to the ground and instantly get up. Of course they don't, devs. Of course they don't. Of course they need to recover. Like, so why are you writing this? Like, are people this stupid? Or is this to confuse? Because I know the devs do this a lot with the wording. They confuse. They get me sometimes when I kind of skim read. Like, yeah, when you knock a survivor to the floor, they're not going to instantly get up. They would not be able to ever get picked up. if that were the case. So of course they need to fully recover. So yeah, so once they've been on the floor for 2 minutes, whenever they just recover normally, they get up forever. So basically a better unbreakable at base. Still added it. But it used to be, I think, 90 seconds. Now it's 120. But it goes faster when there's more people down. So it probably works out to be about the same. They've barely changed anything. The only thing they've really changed on this change, like the PTB changes, is a killer. They just fucked the killer. This is very, very similar to what they had. It's very, very, very similar to what they had, guys. Actually, I think it's even better in it. Was it 30 seconds before? Or was it 10? Can anyone remember? Three-second linger as well, yeah. Like, this is a buff. It was 30. So this is basically the same. And they've buffed this. This is basically the... this is just... They've just fucked the killer and taken everything off them. And then this is basically the same, except it's 30 seconds longer. But this makes it so it's probably about the same. As soon as you slug 2 people, this is probably just as it were. So they basically haven't changed anything, really, from the survivor end. They've just completely took everything away from the killer. Oh, and they did get rid of the penalties, but the penalties were a joke. Penalizing the killer, literally punishing the killer for killing someone before 6 hooks on a game massively imbalanced and all designed around killing someone ASAP so you have a chance. To target the extreme cases, didn't they say that only 2% of games people get slugged out? And didn't they say on average people were only slugged for 26 seconds? So why is this needed, devs? If on average people are slugged for 26 seconds, why did they need all this? And you have an abandon feature, so if the killer gets a massive comeback and downs all 4, you can just abandon and let him pick up the bots. Four slugged at 2%. I don't think they even said 4 slugged. They said bleed out. You have to watch how the wording of the devs. They're very deceptive. Talking about deceptive, let me show you this as well. If I can find it. There's an uninstall, there it is. There's an uninstall survey, right? And this was the thing that they said. The 3rd and 5th top options were excessive tunneling and camping. This is the one they give, right? See if you can spot what's a bit weird with this. So why did you uninstall DBD? The game does not feel like a horror game anymore. Killer powers and add-ons are unbalanced. Lack of transparency from the developers. Too much griefing and trolling. Collecting currencies takes too long. The gameplay is too repetitive. Too many bugs and cheats. The introduction of new features. Player communications are unfriendly. Excessive tunneling and camping. The matchmaking pairing is inaccurate. Perks are locked behind characters. The game communication is too limited. Not too much in Swift, too limited. Graphics are unappealing. My friends don't play this game anymore. Character perks are unbalanced. I think that's talking about Survivor, just one thing. Changes to existing features. A different game was released. Matchmaking time too long. None of the above. Clearing storage. Verifying files. Why are they talking about more killer stuff than Survivor? There's no got bullied by a Swift. Where's Swift? Where's that? Because I'm pretty sure that'll be high up there. There's a lot of people who uninstall because they're getting bullied by Swift. Why is it not there, devs? So your top 3 to 5 reasons were excessive tunneling camping. Not sure how that's possible because it's only one option, by the way. So I don't know how it can be a top 3 to 5. There's only one option. So it either can be top 3 or top 5. And you can't say the other stuff. And top 3, like... It's just, I think if they put Swift Bully in, it'd be top 1. Gen's going too fast. That'd be up there. So this is the survey they give. This is the survey they give. This is confirmation bias. This is forcing narratives. And this is what I keep talking about with DBD, how it forces narratives. They force these scenarios that don't really exist. And they're doing it to appease the survivor. They're doing it to appease people who are entitled survivors on this game to believe what they say is actually real. Go on, devs. Put on, got bullied by Swift, got bullied by a 4-man, got bullied by Survivor. Put something like that. Let's see what place it is. Let's see what place it is. Hate the direction of the game. What about that? That'd be high too. Yeah. Bias. Super bias. Also, they also... I don't know if I can find this one, but the favorite map thing. You know how they said, oh, you'll be surprised what your favorite map is, guys? They only gave 5 maps to choose from. There it is. There it is. So, on this one... Oh, I kind of don't want to... I don't want to mess with my thing. Can I scroll out? Oh, there we go. On this one, they were like, guys, you will never guess. You will never guess what your top map is. They only give you 5 maps to pick. How's that a top map? From this random selection of 5, you need to pick one which you like the most. That doesn't mean this is the most liked map in the game, devs. And their reasoning were, oh, if we put all the maps, it will take you forever. What, to click a fucking box? You just need a list of maps and you click a box. Why would that take you forever? What? So yeah, once again, forcing this fake narrative that Dead Dog is the most liked map. It won't be. This won't be the least liked. Put all of them. Then you know what the most liked and least liked is. Fucking weird, anyway. Back to this. So yeah, on this, which is 2% of the time, 2% of the time, and you only get slugged for 26 seconds on average, so it's not needed, as we said. To better target the extreme cases, the extreme 2% of the time, we've increased the base time taken to fill the resolve bar. This is going to fuck over every single person who isn't doing it maliciously, by the way. For the 2% of people who are doing it maliciously, this is going to fuck over the 98% who aren't, by the way. I don't know if you understand that, devs, but that's what you're doing. If data says 2% of people do this, and you do a drastic change, it's going to impact the 98% as well. That's why you only do it when it's actually a high percentage, which you did for this fake one, the tunneling, where you said 40% of people tunnel, which once again was fake, because you said the real tunneling, where it's one person going back to back to back, that's fair enough. But then you said a made up one, and then you said one that you forgot about. So you got to 40% by forcing, once again, biased narrative. It isn't really 40%. So you're lying again. So biased narrative, to make this up. This isn't even biased narrative. They gave you the data. 2%. This isn't needed. Anyway. We've increased the base time taken to fill the resolve bar. and added a stacking speed bonus for each additional survivor in a dying state. That's to make the mechanic more lenient in matches with little to no slugging, and it causes it to kick in sooner in matches with a lot of slugging. Yeah. And then they've given this for some reason. I have no idea why, but they've given this for some reason. When you're on the floor, you move quicker, thus making it harder for the killer to find you when they've slugged you. Did they give a reason for this? The ability to recover while crawling in the previous in the PTB was fucking insane. Made crawling away the right choice. This made it difficult for killers to find and hook survivor who were only slugged briefly. We've removed this from the base kit. Survivors must choose between staying still and recovering. Well, what they're going to do is they're going to crawl to a pallet and then they're going to recover. And then you're going to be like, I need to pick this person up who is going to get unlimited unbreakable, but is that a pallet? So someone might go for a save. So I need to look around here for this person. Meanwhile, there's not actually anyone there and everyone's just doing gens and you're wasting fuckloads of time looking for an imaginary person going for a save. Cool. Oh, but then sometimes they are there and then boom, save. The following perk has been updated. See the perk tenacity. Yeah, because they just give all this, isn't there? Hook improvement, quality of life. The overhaul. Oh god, there's even more in there. This fucking. So what was this? The face camp one. This was 0.9%. This one, weren't it? It was even worse. 0.9% of the time, guys, people face camped. So you 99.1%, you're gonna get fucked. Because 0.9% of the time it happens. So we need to add things that are going to fuck over people not even trying to face camp. Because, you know, just very smart, of course. To make the anti-face camp mechanic fairer for both sides. For both sides? I feel like I fucking said that last time I read it. We've reduced the base fill rate and added the time the killer remains near the hook as a modifier. This gives the killers who are not camping more freedom to pass the hook, particularly in cramped spaces like hallways, without worrying about the interfering. But they will, devs. Every single time, even now, every single time you pass a hook, you're scared that you're going to allow that survivor to jump off the hook for free. So they will be wary of it. We're doing raids. When they introduced them to camp, you never had a person face camp you. Yeah. It's very rare. It's 0.3%. They said. Sorry, 0.9, sorry. 0.9%. So it is very rare. These are all non-problems. This is basically listening to the most entitled players and then trying to, like, kind of push a narrative that they are correct. They did it where they said that killers were evil when they sluggled 4 as well. That they basically grabbing entitled survivor mains and trying to force their understanding of the game as a reality. That's what they're doing. They're showing data which is skewed, like the tunneling one, and they're showing data which actually shows that it isn't an issue and still pretending it's an issue. 0.9% of something isn't an issue. 2% of something isn't an issue. That's not something you need to balance around. That's very, very small numbers, right? The 40% would be an issue. That's quite high, but it's a lie. The 40% tunneling is a lie. They said it was based off something they couldn't even remember. So, to make it without worrying about this also means that survivors who are being camped for extended periods gain the ability to unhook themselves slightly earlier. Yeah. Killer updates. So the Slaughter and Strike camera controls are identical to regular camera controls. Survivors with endurance status effect cannot be restrained by a possessed chain. Woohoo! Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, Cenobite's shit anyway, but yeah, worse, I guess. Any endurance effect? Wait. Any endurance effect? So, like, what would this be? What kind of endurance effects, guys? It's been a while since I've played DBD. I want to dead hard. Basically, if they're in deep wound, because that's what I was thinking. If they're in deep wound, they can't be restrained by a possessed chain. Is that because that's what I was kind of what I was getting from it. It's the endurance effect. Oh, so it's not deep wound. So why do you say dead hard then? If you dead hard, the chain won't hit. Right, okay. Dead hard has endurance as you do it. I got you. You can't be chained for 30 seconds, and then any kind of like endurance. There's probably more things that I'm not thinking of. Cenobite already isn't that strong. It's just weaker. But, you know, they want to make it so the top killers aren't as far away from the weaker ones by, you know, doing that, I guess. The ability to bind survivors who were just unhooked and under the endurance effect, status effect could feel quite oppressive. Oh, what do you think a 4-man with loads of flashlights feels like, Dev? Like, do you think that's oppressive? What about 3 gens all at like 80% progression all around you? You can hear them all on, and they're all about to get done. Is that oppressive? No, nothing oppressive from the killer, I guess. Nothing feels stressful when you play killer. Okay. This change aims to make possessed chain less effective at targeting recently unhooked survivors. But the thing is, don't they have 30 seconds of immunity anyway? So why does it matter if you get the hit on them? They're moving at like 110% movement speed. It's not like you're going to be able to down them back to back. Skull Merchant did loads of shit with her and got rid of her undetectable for some reason. Or not got rid of it, but made it weaker for some reason. One of the weakest killers in the game, giving her a nerf. Fucking Oz. Skull Merchant has dropped fairly significantly in terms of kill rate. Oh, you're still looking at kill rate. Guys, it's so over. It is. The devs are trying to push hook incentive. They're trying to push hooks, and they're still looking at fucking kill rate. They're so annoying. It's annoying. They're so annoying. And what the fuck is kill rate and lethality? This is the same thing, devs. Like, what's lethality? I'd assume it's kills. They've dropped significantly in terms of kill rates and kill rates. Like, what are you on about? What else could that mean? Dude. And yeah, she did drop significantly because she fell for a narrative, by the way. You fell for the free gen narrative. I could break pretty much any Skull Merchant's free gen as a survivor. And even the top Skull Merchant who literally whole like life was just free genning still couldn't free gen the top survivors. So yeah. This was aimed to make her drones a bigger threat and bring her a little bring up her a little bit. Bring up her a little bit. Bring up her a little bit. Bring her up, right? Additionally, we've decreased the cooldown to deploying drones and consequently decreased the duration of undetectable to keep some downtime between undetectable. Why? Like, why though? Why have you nerfed undetectable? You've said it's to keep some downtime between her undetectable status effect. We've decreased undetectable so she has less undetectable. Right? We've decreased it so she has less of it. Well, yeah, no shit, but why? When standing underneath a drone, survivors would get into lock-on, which felt like a bug whenever it happened. Gradually increase the lock-on will feel more natural and provide feedback to the survivors, some more information to the survivor. That's something bad is happening to them. Lastly, we reduce the drone's sensitivity to the mistress. Okay. To make sure they are always ready to scan survivors during chases in tight spaces. This was something good they did. This made her a bit better, I'm pretty sure. Killer add-on update. So they haven't done with Cenobite yet. So not only can he not use his chains on deep wound, they've got rid of original pain, which put you not deep wound, sorry, into endurance. They've got rid of original pain. That was one of his best add-ons, by the way. I don't know if you knew this. This was one of his best add-ons. You could deep wound people and get rid of off the record. You could get rid of all the kind of buffs given at the hook. So people who don't know that, they're just going to see this because they haven't mentioned what it used to be. Maybe they will here, actually. When a survivor breaks free from possessed chain, reveal the aura for 8 seconds. Right. It was his best add-on. Yeah, it was his best add-on. And then Soma Family Photo, because once again, the game is balanced on kills, devs. You know, kill rates, lethality. You've balanced it on kills. So things that give kills are going to be the best stuff. Slipstream the survivor inflicts the hindered status effect for 6 seconds was free. So a bit of a buff. Inflicts the deep wound status if the survivor is injured, removed. So they give it 3 seconds longer hindered, but we don't know what percent. Because it doesn't tell you. Or is that a specific percent? Does anyone know? Because I'm pretty sure there's different hindered percents. Killer perk updates. Furtive chase. Whenever your obsession is hooked, gain 1 token, up to 5. And it's your obsession as well. Wait. Have they? No way. They've nerfed Furtive. They've got rid of Furtive. Why have they done that? Wait. What was Furtive off hook? Weren't that quite good? They reverted to the previous one. They might. Yeah, when it first came out. What? It was 18 seconds undetectable and 10% movement speed. And they're giving you 5% now. At base. So they get rid of this. That's crazy. I know that Vecners were using Furtive to get into chases quick. So now it just decreases your terror radius by 10%. And you need to hook the obsession back to back to back. Wait. Gain 1 token up to 3, 4, and 5. What does this mean? Oh, they're doing the thing, aren't they? So 5. So it's 5 hooks. So 50% less terror radius, which would be 20... No. 16? Yeah, 16. So 16 meter terror radius. You can't see it. Oh, whoops. It's because you told me to zoom in. So, okay, wait, let me see where you're at. There we go. So I can only go to there. Okay. I was looking at this. So they got rid of the 10% haste. Remove the 10% haste is okay with 5% bloodlust. It is? Why? 5% bloodlust is not the same as 10% haste. In no world is that the same. If it was 5% haste, maybe. But it's not. It's Bloodlust. You still can't see? Yeah, I moved it. Wait. Oh, wait. There's killer perks. Wait. Okay. Okay, whatever. With the Bloodlust bonus offered for unique hooks, the synergy with Furtive Chase was higher than we would have wanted. Oh my god, Devs. For fuck's sake. Devs, you're supposed to incentivize you. It literally makes me want to, like, insult, but it's too immature. I'm not going to do that. I will give constructive crit and say they're detached, but I'm not gonna go personal. You're weird in your thinking. I don't understand your thinking. You want to incentivize fresh hooks. You can't be like, oh, but it's giving them too much. Like, really, what you should do is you should give them insane shit and then see how much changes and then maybe lessen it if it was too crazy. Like, you should start from a massive extreme. Like, what I would do is I'd be like, right, I want killers to fresh hook. So every time they get a fresh hook, I'm going to give them a map-wide regression on all gens of like 10%. Just for free. Every single gen, bang, 10%. Let's see what happens. Look at the data. See, how many fresh hooks they get compared to usual. See if it changed. And then work from there. You give them something massive. You don't be like, oh, I want you to go for fresh hooks, but what we're giving you isn't going to do anything. So please still go for fresh hooks because you get a gold star. Like, it's not going to work, is it? Like, first you need to understand why killers are going for fresh hooks. Why killers are going for kills and not fresh hooks. Then they're not doing it because they're all mean. They're doing it because they're trying to win a video game. So you need to work out, okay, well, why is that? Like, don't listen to entitled survivors who say that killers are just bad and they can win by going for tunneling, going for like fresh hooks because they can do it with their day one fucking trapper or whatever. Actually look at it, like break it down. Look at some of the better players, right? That's if you wanted to. I mean, it's easier just listening to the new entitled survivors, I guess. But one combo that is now available after hooking, you get Bloodlust, and if you have a Beast of Prey, you gain Undetectable at the same time. Gain Undetectable when you gain Bloodlust. Yeah? Beast of Prey meta. But yeah, that's at least a positive way of looking at it. Wait, that's getting nerfed. Beast of Prey is getting nerfed. No, I don't believe that. Okay, Survivor perk update. So Babysitter, after unhooking a Survivor, see the Survivor and Killer's aura for 30 seconds of Killer aura. Wait. Unhooking a Survivor. So it's not the unhooked. So you want killers to not tunnel, and you're giving the person who goes for the unhook wall hacks for 30 seconds as an idea. Why would I want to go for this guy over the person who got off the hook? You're not really giving us many options here, are you, Devs? Who do I go for? Well, the person who got off the hook, they get for free 10% movement speed, endurance, elusive, no coffin, and that's it, right? Yeah, they get all that, right? So I could go for them. Kind of bad. But my other option is, if this guy's using Babysitter, I go after the other survivor, and he has wall hacks on me for 30 seconds. Who do we choose? It's quite a hard one. Choices. What the fuck is this? Borrowed time. Survivors you unhook gain the ability to fully recover from the dying state for the next 100 seconds. Holy fuck. Shit, man. It's getting crazy, isn't it? So you can't even slug that person even though there's anti-slug. Don't worry, guys. We've got everything for free for you, but just in case, here's a perk as well to get even faster. It's just mad. I'm curious to see what these killer changes are to perks. Because these are fucking... Oh, wait, we just have that. A nerf to Furtive. Is that all we got? Just a nerf to Furtive? No, fuck off. Actually, I believe it. We just got a nerf to Furtive. I say we as if I'm like still Killer Man. I mean, I do kind of relate to people like playing Killer more than Survivor though. Survivor's just a piss take. Oh, the fringe changes. They didn't nerf them. Breakdown. If you're unhooked, the hook breaks for 90 seconds. It was 2 minutes. After you're unhooked, increase the speed at what you're healed at by 100%. Okay. It's not the craziest one. These two, the babysitter one's fucking insane. You're literally wanting killers to go for the person going for the save and you're giving them wall hacks for 30 seconds. 30 fucking second wall hack. 30 seconds where you physically cannot hit them. Once again, by the way, massively widening the gap between the lower tier killers and the top. Top tier killers won't be able to get this. It won't be possible. You need anti-loop to have a chance of getting this. So once again, massively widening the gap. The thing they said they don't want to do. Off the record, remove the endurance status effect because you just get it for free anyway. Increased active duration to 80 seconds. What is this? Oh, okay. This is just saying that you don't make any sound. So it's like Iron Will and was it Scratch Mars? I can't remember what off the record were. No blood and noise. It's not the craziest, I don't think. It's a long time. But basically, Iron Will would do it. So all they're really getting is no blood. Nah, I don't think that's too crazy. No aura. No, them two have taken... Like, the babysitter one's fucking crazy. To say that they want you to... They want to incentivize the killer to go for separate hooks and then they give you a fucking wall hack for 30 seconds. It's just mad. Like, you know what's going to happen when people use this, devs. People aren't going to dissect this like I do. What they're going to do is they're going to go for a separate person. They're going to be like, okay, I'll follow it. I'll go for separate hooks. And then they're going to go against someone who just unhooked them. And they're going to be like, why can't I man game this person? This is fucking stupid. I should just tunnel. Wicked. Yourself, unhook attempts in the basement always succeed. I think it's always been that way, right? When you unhook from the basement, gain 50% healing progress. I think that's different. Anytime you unhook, suppress the loud noise notification. Oh, wow. Shit, okay. I don't think that was there. The survivor perks listed above are all related to unhook gameplay, so an opportunity to update them to make sure they complement the unhook protections and increase their value. But devs, what is this about? I still don't get this. Also, how is this babysitter? You seeing the aura of the killer, what's that to do with the survivor you saved? Wicked and Resurgence. Wicked Resurgence gives you an insta-heal on unhooks in the basement. Really? Oh, yeah. Healing progress. I thought it meant healing speed. This is why I need to, like, make sure I don't just skim it. Yeah, you're right. You'll jump off insta-healed, right? If this were a killer thing, there wouldn't be a synergy there. They'd say they both can't work together. But I'm assuming with Survivor, they just do. You do need to be hooked in the basement, though. So it's not like every time you're going to be hooked in the basement. But yeah, if you do, boom, you get the wicked thing. I am a bit dyslexic, yes. I don't know how you could tell that now, though, because I haven't really misread something. I mean, that was, well, I did misread, but that wasn't a dyslexic thing. Dev, no, the survivor's perks listed above are all related to read that, didn't I? Conviction. Change the perk to require specifically healing another survivor to prevent infinite looping with plot twist. Okay. Tenacity re-added the ability to recover while crawling. Okay, so you could just use tenacity. And then you'll get the old slugging thing. Where they said... where was it? Here it is. The ability to recover while crawling in the previous PTB made crawling away the right choice. This made it difficult for the killer to find and unhook survivors who were only slugged briefly. But you're just doing that with this perk. So I guess you don't care if it's a perk. Okay. Survivor item add-on updates. Here we go. So what does this do? Anti-hemorrhage syringe. One of the strongest, if not the strongest items in the game. Remove the heal over time effect. Removes exhaustion on use. Oh, they get rid of exhaustion? They get rid of exhaustion? Fucking hell. Double sprint burst? What? Double live, double balanced. It's an early add-on. Well, there's no gameplay with the Shift W. Shift W is the worst part of DBD. Triple sprint burst with Blood Rush. Right. Well, this needs changing. You can't remove exhaustion, Debs. That's fucking insane. Still weaker than insta-heal, though. Maybe not. I mean, it's different. It's hard to say, like, you know, apples to apples with it because it's very different. But the utility of this is easily just as high. You've seen someone on Twitter say it doesn't affect you if you use exhaustion perks. Yeah. You could say that with anything. We've give survivors bazookas, but it won't affect you if you don't use the bazooka. Like, what are you on about? And exhaustion perks are pretty much meta, so it's very rare someone won't have them. And then Septic Agent. Is this the borrowed time in a bottle? Yeah, it is. Increase the efficiency when healing yourself by 15%. Okay. This is more reasonable. I'm not a massive fan of the infinite heals survivors get, though, and killer gets gem blocked. What a joke. I think they're lying about this, by the way. I'm pretty sure they did have a thing that went up. So it's still good. You heal yourself faster, you think. Gen kits could reset all gen progress, but that is no issue with people not kicking gens. Yeah, exactly. Just remember, you could get sprint burst, get injured, trigger adrenaline, get injured, and then use Siptic to get sprint burst again. Yeah. Yeah, you could. It's going to be a mess, that's going to be a really unfun thing to go against. There's nothing worse than finally getting close to a survivor that you're going to down, and then they somehow speed up and get away. That's one of the worst feelings. It's blue ball. It's like blue ball feel. It's like playing Cenobite when you get them with the hooks and then they just get away when you're going to get the hit. Or adrenaline, etc. It's a really, not fun feeling. So Chase, so this is what the killer's getting. This is to incentivize you to... once again, let's face it, they're trying to punish the killer again, right? It's not an incentive. They're punishing. They're giving the survivor loads of stuff to punish the killer. There's no incentive. You're not incentivized. You're not getting anything. You're getting blood points. It's an absolute joke that you're getting blood points, by the way. I can't believe they think this is fine. Like, in an alternate reality, a different universe, the devs could be doing this with Survivor, being like, oh, if you've got face camped for 1 minute, you get 400 blood points. If you get face camped for 2 minutes, you get 1,000. Like, right. Thank you. So increase the blood point amount by 100. Okay. Increase the blood point amount by 250. Increase the blood point amount by... what was that? 550? Yeah, 550. Increased it by 50 and increased it by 300. Right. Yeah. With all the changes coming to the killer roll, alongside the tunneling reduction and slugging reduction updates, we thought it was the right time to raise a few score events to encourage killers to start chasers and spread first hooks at the start of the match. Fucking hell. It's so bad. Even if this don't go through, it's just so bad. This is where the head's at. It's so bad. This is where the head's at. And then some UX shit. They're doing some weird shit with the maps as well, aren't they? Where they're trying to force you to play like the most popular maps. And like the most popular maps will obviously be survivor maps because it's more people. So you're just going to be playing survivor maps more? Like, why? Why are they not randomized? Yeah, they made it look a bit lighter. Doesn't matter, everyone uses fucking reshade on this game anyway.
You get to get mods and...
Eddie, thank you for the 5 months. Appreciate you. Well, there you go. I mean, it's more of the same. They haven't really changed anything in this one. If this one do go through, they're going to do the same back to back. But goddamn, like, devs, if there's one thing, you want to take away from this, you need to give killers some shit, guys. Like, you need to understand why they're tunneling, why they're camping, and you need to, like, give them some shit so they don't need to do it. They need to do it, devs. I know that you listen to horrible survivor players. Like, you listen to some of the worst survivor players in the game, like super spoiled, entitled brats, and you think what they're saying is true. I assure you it isn't. If you go against good survivors and you're playing killer, you need to play very strategic. You've balanced the game on kill rate. You've balanced the game on killers trying to get kills. So you need to use a lot of strategy to do that. You cannot go currently in the current state of DBD with about 90% of the killer cast. And even the very, very top when you're going against really, really strong, you can't go for fresh hooks over and over again. The game doesn't allow it. The game is not balanced for it currently. So this is your opportunity to balance the game for it. It's going to be hard because you've bastardized the hell out of the game, as I keep saying. by making it about kills for 2-3 years now. But you know, this is your chance. This is your chance to do what I've said 3 years ago. Give the killer some massive incentive to go for fresh hooks. Give them a massive boost. I recommend gem regression, like a big map-wide gem regression. If you do that, it honestly will help more than you would ever understand. Like I don't have to make it more clear. Like if they make it where when you get a fresh hook with killer, it's a map-wide gem regression. Every single gen gets hit by X%. I don't know what percent it should be. I think you should start really high, just to see, and then slowly go down from there to kind of find the right number. But if you did something like that, it would do so much. You need to make it, right, where the killer going for a tunnel is less effective than the killer going for fresh hooks. That is what you need to do. Currently, you're not doing that. You're not doing that. All you're doing is, once again, punishing the killer, like you love to do. You know, punishing the killer. Give the killer some reward. I know you love punishing the killer. You just love doing it, and you think giving them blood points is like you being nice. It's a slap in the face, in my opinion. Complete slap in the face. Because, you get more blood points for losing. Like, no. But yeah. That's all I can say. I mean, I said it 3 years ago. I'm saying it now. Made the game about hooks. You're kind of trying to do that now, even though you've, once again, absolutely bastardized the game on kill rates, on kill incentives, on kill design. Stop looking at kill rates, look for hook rates, and start incentivizing and helping the killer to get them. That's all I can say. So there you go. Massive chat on that, like always, yapping away. But I have a lot to say, man. You know I do. I know my shit with this game. I think I was one of the few content creators who saw this coming. There were a lot of content creators who said that kill rates would be good for the game, remember? I said it wouldn't. I just joined them. Can't beat them, join them, guys.